Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you're new here, I'm Kelly and welcome to my Best of Beauty 2020. So I have gathered 20 products that have been go-tos for me in the year 2020. But there's something you need to know if you're new. If you're not new, I apologize. You've heard this a million times before. Although I've been on YouTube for a while, I did take 14 months off after having my daughter, so I didn't come back to YouTube and come back to makeup until the summer of 2020. It was toward the end of June that I started filming again, that I started getting into YouTube and getting into makeup again. So for the first 6 months, I wasn't really in the makeup game. I wasn't purchasing new makeup, I wasn't watching beauty content, I wasn't creating beauty content. So some of these items are new to 2020, some of them are not new to 2020, some of them are new to my collection, some of them are not, but these are the items that for the back half of 2020 I couldn't get enough of. Now I did also try to choose items that have not already been mentioned in my Best of Beauty time and time again. You might be saying, Kelly, I'm new to your channel, I'm new to beauty content, I'm not familiar with what you mentioned before, and that's okay. In the month of January, I am doing a whole month of nothing new. We're not purchasing new makeup, we're not talking about new makeup, we are looking at the makeup that we already have in our collection. So, while I'm showing you my Best of Beauty for 2020, I am going to have a little Flashback Friday series. It's going to kick off this week on Friday. Every Friday for the month of January, I'm going to look back at a previous Best of Beauty. We have 2015, 16, 17, and 18. We have 4 Best of Beauties to look at. I wasn't filming in 2019. We're gonna take a little walk down memory lane, a little Flashback Friday, and I'm gonna share the items that I talked about in those Best of Beauties and kind of give you an update on where are they now type of situation. But in going through those old videos, I tried to really pick out products that I didn't have in those videos. So that's why I said these are my Best of Beauty products that have not already been mentioned. This intro has been long enough, so why don't we jump into the video. I don't really know what order to go in. I guess we'll start with the skincare product. Now, I don't have this skincare product to share with you because if you caught my empties video, then you know that I've already used it up, repurchased it, used it up, and gotten it out of my collection with my 2020 trash. But I am talking about the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream Moisturizer. I am so obsessed with that moisturizer. I've talked about it a few times on my channel. I found the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream while I was pregnant. I have dry skin to begin with, but during pregnancy, my skin became even more dry, and I just needed a thick moisturizer that would be very nourishing on the skin, but my makeup could sit on top of it, it didn't clog my pores, and I just felt like the Drunk Elephant cream really did that for me. I've purchased it multiple times, I've used it multiple times. I currently have a different moisturizer in my rotation right now, but I did already buy the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream as my next moisturizer. Now, this is $60, so it is really pricey. Do I think you have to go out and purchase that expensive of a moisturizer? No, of course, there are more affordable options, but it just really worked for my skin. I really love it. If it's something you want to try, I do recommend it, but definitely wait for a sale. Sephora's having all kinds of sales these days, so I feel like you could wait for a Sephora sale and pick it up then. Moving into primers, a primer that I tried in 2020 that in all honesty caught me by surprise was Laura Mercier's Pure Canvas Primer, the Hydrating Primer. I don't even know what made me pick this up. Honestly, I don't know. The primer that I mentioned in like years past has been the Too Faced Hangover RX, and I do still enjoy that primer. I guess spoiler alert. I don't know what made me pick this one up though. I have not tried a ton of primers. I wanted to try some more primer, so for whatever reason, I picked up the smaller size of this primer, and I've really been enjoying it. I go in with this as the first step in my makeup after my skincare. I typically put it all over my face, then I do my eyebrows, then I go in with my eyeshadow before all of the rest of my complexion products. But this primer has been so hydrating on the skin. I really don't think that it helps with longevity. It doesn't have a stickiness or a tackiness to it, so I don't really know that it's making my makeup last longer, but this is a great first step. I like to put this primer down first, and then I can go in with another primer, maybe my Tatcha Silk Canvas to target areas, or even like my Milk Hydro Grip. I'll go in with that one in certain areas, and that will make the makeup last longer. But if you're looking for hydration, this was definitely a winner for me in 2020. The foundation that I found in April of 2020, I purchased it on sale during the Sephora VIB sale. If it's one that you want to try, I suggest you do the same. But it is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I follow Desi Perkins. I love her, and I have heard her talking about this foundation for years now. Literally for years. This is an expensive foundation. I want to say it's like $65 or $68. So it's definitely not something that I would say, oh, run out and get it. But I finally picked it up, purchased it during the Sephora VIB sale, and I can't say that I regret it. I have really been enjoying this. I'm in the shade 4.5. It goes on the skin smooth. It lasts all day. It gives me more of a satin finish, which is what I personally look for in a foundation. It does last all day. Like, I'll put my makeup on at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and when I come home after work, I don't wash my face off until after Brielle's asleep, which is like 8:30 sometimes, and my foundation's still on the skin. It hasn't broken up. It's not settling into my fine lines or dry patches. So it's really been a winner for me, and I love it. I'm definitely one of those people where I try to use it all the time because I definitely want to get my money's worth. I don't want to have to declutter it because it goes bad. I want to use it. Now, you will see the majority of these products come with a heftier price tag. However, I'm always on the hunt for a good concealer. I don't like heavy, cakey concealers like Tarte's Shape Tape. I like something that's more lightweight, but I also want it to cover my dark circles, and I don't want it to settle in my fine lines. And I finally picked up the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. I picked it up in the shade 115, and I've got to say, this concealer was a standout for me. This was a stellar concealer. Now, it was the only concealer in my collection for a very long time. I've tried several concealers here and there, but this was the only one that I was using for the majority of 2020, and I really enjoyed it. It didn't settle into my fine lines. It gave me good coverage, but it still had a lightweight feel. And I honestly, like, every single concealer settles into my fine lines. I do have these tiny lines underneath my eyes. Concealer always gets stuck in there. I try to powder it and I try to bring my eyeshadow down a little bit to cover it up. But nonetheless, my concealer always settles in these fine lines. But I have found that this Milani concealer does not settle in them. It really doesn't. It smooths out the area. It's lightweight, but covers up those dark circles. That's why I had to put this in my Best of Beauty because, I mean, guys, it's from the drugstore. It's affordable and it's amazing. So I'm really excited to share that concealer with you because, yeah, a lot of what I'm going to show you is not going to be that affordable. Now, this next product was a product that came to me at the very tail end of the year after my birthday, and it is this powder by Hourglass, the translucent setting powder, the Veil powder. I've been wanting to try this for so long, but I have my Laura Mercier translucent powder. It's a very big jar. I've used it for years. I've repurchased it time and time again, and I've just never spent the money on the Hourglass one. But my best friend Smegs knew that I wanted to try this out, so she picked up the smaller size for me for my birthday. I love it. Y'all, I love this powder more than my Laura Mercier, which I have been raving about for years. This powder is very lightweight. It does not feel heavy and cakey on the skin. It's even lighter than the Laura Mercier. I never thought the Laura Mercier was a heavy powder, but after using my Hourglass, I put the Laura Mercier on and I'm like, ooh, that is kind of heavy. It is sitting a little heavy on the skin. I love this stuff. So thin, really helps my liquid to like sink into the skin. It gets everything in place where it's supposed to be and like locks it in without making me look dry and cakey. So I love this stuff. When I use it up, I will 100% repurchase it. Now, speaking of Smags, she got this for me a couple years ago too, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, the Face Sculpt and Highlight in Fair Medium. This is pricey. I want to say it's like $60. However, they have now come out with a mini, and I think the mini is like $30, half the price. So if you want to try this out, definitely get your hands on the mini. Save some money because these pans will last you a really long time. But I think that this bronzer and this highlighter is amazing. These products are perfect for like everyday wear, going to work. The highlight is much more of a subtle highlight. It gives you like a glow from within, but it's not going to be a bam in your face. So that's why I think it's a really good highlight for work or for every day, or even if you're not doing a full face, but you just have like a little bit of concealer, brows, mascara, and you want to touch it up with a highlight, this would be a great one. And then the thing that I like about this sculpt shade is I can use it as a contour and put it right in the hollows of my cheeks, but I can also use a fluffier brush and use it to bronze up the skin as well. It is a little bit more on the cooler side, but it still has a hint of warmth to let me be able to use it as a bronzer as well. So I'm happy that they came out with the mini, but I definitely love my full size one, and I showed this product a ton of love in 2020. I also have a couple blushes I want to share with you. They both were newer to my collection toward the end of the year, but again, keep in mind, I was not purchasing makeup for the first half of the year. So the first one is my Charlotte Tilbury blush in the shade Pillow Talk. Again, my best friend Smags knew that this was a blush that I had been wanting to try for so long, and I had just never gotten my hands on it because these blushes are like $40. They are expensive, but this is such a Kelly blush. So you can see there are two shades. It's darker on the outside and a little bit lighter on the inside. The outside shade has a little bit more of a sheen than the inside, but they do both have a bit of a sheen, which I don't mind. Again, dry skin, I want to glow. I want to look healthy. I don't want to look like all of my makeup is soaking into my skin and I'm dry as can be. I like a little bit of glow. I like a little bit of shimmer. So I really like this blush. It is not too pigmented, but I can build it up. So that's what I really like about it. I have used it so much. You guys, I am a huge fan of Charlotte Tilbury. If you can't tell, I love her. I think her packaging is amazing. I think her products are really good quality. Could they be a little more affordable? Yeah, they could, but I do really like them. Another blush that caught me by surprise. If you don't know, I have a Pass, Grab, or Undecided series on my channel where I talk about new makeup releases and whether it's something I want to grab, something I'm passing on, or if I'm undecided. This next blush, I'm pretty sure I put as a pass when I saw them come out, and then a ton of my friends on YouTube started raving about these blushes, and I had FOMO, fear of missing out, and I went and purchased one. I am talking about the Melt Cosmetics Digital Dust Duo blush, and I picked up the shade Raw Honey. Now, if you don't like your blush to have a bit of a sheen, I do not recommend these, but this gives me just such a healthy looking cheek. This is more of a cooler toned pink shade. I typically mix them both together, but it just gives me this beautiful glowy cheek. I do wear a highlighter with it, but I wouldn't have to. This would be a blush that I could go in on like a no makeup day if I'm just putting a little bit of concealer, maybe an illuminating primer, tap a little bit of this blush on my cheeks, and it just makes my skin look so healthy. So I've really found that I have to tell myself to put this blush down because I keep using it over and over again, and this is a pricey blush. So definitely save up for a sale. Get it during the Sephora VIB sale, but I do really enjoy that blush. I have two highlighters to share with you. One was a gift, and again, I got it around my birthday, and it is the Natasha Denona Super Glow Highlight. This is in the shade 01 Fair. So my best friend Smags has this highlighter. She's had it for a long time. Every time that I would see her, I would compliment her highlight because it wasn't a harsh highlight. It literally looked like her skin was glowing. And every single time I would say, "What are you wearing?" she would say, Natasha Denona highlight in fair. And time again, I would ask her what she was wearing and she would say this highlight. So then we met up together for our friend's wedding in Florida. She let me borrow her highlighter. I had it for like 2 or 3 weeks. I did not want to give it back to her because I was wearing it and it looked so beautiful on my fair skin. It just gave me, it's not the highlighter I'm wearing today, but it just gave me such a healthy glow. It looked beautiful on the skin. It looked like my skin was actually glowing. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this during the Sephora VIB sale. And then the friends and family sale came up and I told Smegs that I was gonna get it and she was like, okay, listen, don't. I already got it for you for your birthday, which is in October, the same time as like the VIB sale and friends and family sale. So super excited to have that in my collection. But before that highlight was in the top spot, I was obsessed with my Ofra Cosmetics Feeling Myself highlighter trio. I still love this. This is a trio. This is a highlighter set that I have to tell myself to put away because I find that I'm wearing it all the time and I'm neglecting my other highlighters, and I didn't realize I have a ton of highlighters in my collection. So you get Rodeo Drive, which is what I'm wearing today. Then you have Pillow Talk and Blissful. Blissful is like your rose gold shade, Pillow Talk is your pink, and Rodeo Drive is your champagne shade. I love this trio because it's great for travel. Throw it in your bag. You have 3 different highlighter options. The pan sizes are not huge. The one thing about the Ofra highlighters though is they are bam in your face. Okay, so if you're not into that type of highlight, you will not like this formula. But as for me, I love a bam in your face highlighter and I am obsessed with this highlighter trio. Let's get into, I'll save my 3 palettes for last. I've had people asking me if I was going to do a whole palette ranking, but I have not tried as many palettes as some other people. So I am going to like rank my most recent 10 eyeshadow palettes, but I do have 3 standout palettes that like I thought of right away for this video, so I will save those to the end. Let's talk about my mascara. I have a random mascara product. I'm not going to talk about this too much. It is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. If you want to hear more about this, I did do a top 5 mascaras of 2020 video. It was in collaboration with Steffi Glam, so definitely check that out if you want to hear more about this mascara. But this was my favorite mascara of the year. So spoiler alert, that was my _1 in that video. Moving on to some lip products. I have 3 lip liners to share with you. One was a gift, so we'll start with that one. And dun da da da, Charlotte Tilbury. Are we surprised? I have heard Samantha March raving about the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Liner for so long. And I kept saying that I wanted to try it out. And I know I like this formula because I already have her Pillow Talk formula. But then I was telling myself, use up your Pillow Talk before you buy Iconic Nude, because I'm not someone that like has a huge variety of lip shades. All of my lipsticks are basically the same and one lip liner kind of does everything for me. But Smegs knew that I wanted this, so she picked it up for me. This shade is so universal. I can wear it with my reds, I can wear it with my nudes, I can wear it with my mauves. I can put it all over the lips and fill the lips in and top it with a gloss. It looks absolutely amazing. But if Charlotte Tilbury is out of your price range, I do have a couple more affordable options. One being the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Cool BFF. That came out with the That's Taupe collection, and I have found that this lip pencil, it's this one right here, is so comfortable on the lips. It stays for a long time. It helps keep my lipstick from bleeding. It doesn't stay as long as the Charlotte Tilbury, okay? It doesn't. But this lip liner, it goes on smooth, it doesn't tug on my lips, it helps my lipstick to last longer. These are way more affordable than Charlotte Tilbury. I want to say they're like $6, and they have a great shade range. So again, you can see it is a little bit, I have the Cool BFF, so it is a little bit cooler than Iconic Nude, but they have a whole range of BFF shades, and I know they have been favorites of many YouTubers for many years. My friend Heather Austin has also been raving about these Juvia's Place lip liners. So I was walking in Ulta one day looking for something completely different, walked by the Juvia's Place lip liner, and I was like, why not? So I picked up the shade So Rare. This is a deeper lip liner. I don't have something quite this deep in my collection, so I really liked that I was able to add something with some depth and definition, and I'm going to show you the lipstick that I like to pair with this, but this is another one. I like that you don't have to sharpen it. The other two that I mentioned you have to sharpen. This one you can just twist it up, fill in your lips. It lasts a long time. It doesn't tug on the lips. They have a great shade range, but I've really been enjoying wearing that lip liner with my Beach Babe lipstick by Tarte. This is a nude and it's a lighter nude. So I like to go in with the deeper So Rare lip liner, fill in like the outer perimeter of my lips, and then go over it with this Tarte Beach Babe lipstick, and it just looks amazing. Every time that I've worn it and posted pictures, I've gotten compliments on it. People are always asking me, ooh, what is your lip combo? And that's what it is. And the Tarte lipstick gives you a little bit of a sheen, a little bit of a shine, but you could even top it with a gloss if you want to make your lips look a little bit more juicy. So that has been an absolute favorite. Another lipstick that has been a favorite for a really long time, and I haven't shown it as much love lately, but I really need to. It is by MAC Cosmetics in the shade Modesty. Now, in all honesty, I might have talked about this lipstick before on my channel. I don't really remember. Modesty is a cream sheen. Cream sheens are my favorite formulas by MAC. I found this lipstick several years ago when everybody on YouTube was raving about the MAC lippies, but this is just like a perfect everyday mauve shade. This is a Kelly shade. This is totally a favorite lipstick of mine. I've repurchased it. This one, unfortunately, I think is going bad. I've had it for a really long time, but I'm ready to back to MAC some products so I can get a new one, but I absolutely love this lipstick. That's a lipstick where it's okay, I don't need a lip liner. Like, I can throw it in my purse. I usually keep it at work, and if I don't have a lip liner or if I can't touch up with a lip liner, I can go ahead and just throw that lipstick on, and it looks beautiful. Another new lipstick to my collection is by Dominique Cosmetics, and these are her new lipsticks. I like the shade Pretty Natural. The reason why I like Pretty Natural is because I honestly have such a hard time finding the perfect nude. Either the nudes are more pink, which I do enjoy, but it's still not a flat nude, or they're too peachy and orangey, and I just don't like that with my hair color. But this shade in Pretty Natural is honestly such a beautiful shade on my skin tone, and it's much more of just a rich brown nude shade, and I absolutely love that. To finish the lips off, we do have a product that I was sent by Influencer to review, and I fell in love with it. It is by Givenchy. It is their Le Rouge Deep Velvet Lipstick in the shade 35 Rouge. I don't know how to say the name, but this is a beautiful brick red shade. I'm very picky about the reds that I wear because I have red hair. I don't want a red that's going to pull orange on me, but I also don't want a red that's too like blue based. I like more of just a rich brick red, and that's what this shade is. Now this is a matte and it dries like a matte, but on my lips it literally feels like velvet. I am so happy Influencer sent this to me. I do think it's an expensive lipstick, but I'm obsessed with it, and every time I'm reaching for a red, I find myself reaching for this shade. Okay, let's end with the 3 palettes that stood out to me this year. First, let's go with a palette that was not new to 2020, but it was new to my collection. If you've been here for a while, you know that for the longest time, I wanted the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette, and just because it was a permanent release, I never picked it up because I kept thinking, oh, I can get it another day, I can get it another day, and then I never ended up getting it. So this year, I told myself, pick up the dang palette. And I went back and forth on whether I wanted Latte 1 or Latte 2. I ended up picking the Latte 1, and I love this. This is a perfect everyday go-to palette. The mattes are super creamy, they go on beautifully, but these 3 shimmer shades, I love them so much. And if you want to see swatches of these shades, go ahead and check out, it was one of my 12 days of makeup where I was talking about 12 eyeshadow shades that I love. I'll link it right here. Check it out. I swatch all 3 of these shades, but if you are someone like me who is a neutral lover and you're looking for a palette that you don't really have to put much thought into, but it can be an everyday palette, I definitely recommend this one right here. Another palette that released, and I thought, I'm not gonna get that. And then I kept seeing the reviews coming out and I was like, okay. And then my best friend Smags got it, and she let me borrow it for a week, and I was like, okay. It is the Natasha Denona Glam Palette. Yes, another neutral. If you're new here, I am a neutral lover. You're not going to see that many colorful eyeshadow palettes. I'm typically not a cool tone lover. I tend to go for more warm tone shades, but these shimmers are amazing. These shimmers are amazing. The mattes are super creamy. The shimmers go on so smooth. I don't get a ton of fallout. Like I said, Smags let me borrow her palette for a week, and I absolutely fell in love. This is a pricier eyeshadow palette. It's like $65. So if you want to get it, wait for a Sephora VIB sale, but I don't think you'll be disappointed. And I have been seeing people talk about or rank their 2020 palettes, and I have seen that palette very high up on a lot of videos. The third palette and final product that I'm going to share with you for my Best of Beauty was one that was very hard to get. But if you've been eyeing the Natasha Denona Glam palette, but it's out of your price range, I would try to get your hands on the ColourPop That's Taupe palette. I don't necessarily think they are dupes for each other. However, they have a similar color story. You have those taupes. You have these beautiful shimmer shades that go on stunning. Like, they're just beautiful. The mattes are super creamy. They don't take a lot of work when it comes to blending. I just find that I was reaching for this palette so often to create my everyday looks when going to work. So I know it was hard to find. It was. But recently it came back, and it came back on sale. So if you are into cooler tones, if you want to save a little bit of money and you don't want to splurge on Natasha Denona, I don't think you would be disappointed with the That's Taupe palette. But that is going to do it for this year's Best of Beauty, my top 20 products for 2020. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below. Give me like your top 3. If you want to do a whole top 20, I'll read through it. Give me your top 20. But if you don't, let me know like at least your top 3 favorite products for 2020. Things to look out for. And I want to see if I have them in my collection already, or if they are things that I should be purchasing. But I know that this has been a long video. I don't want to keep you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because we have a whole month of nothing new, and we are going to be flashing back to the Best of Beauty from the past. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Boom.